Welcome, race fans. We are here for race number 4 for Lightning Esports. Tonight, we'll be bringing you live action from Texas Motor Speedway. We currently got 21 cars gridding up on the field, focusing on your iRacing official pace car there. These guys are just gridding up and getting ready to roll out. Our pole sitter tonight is Chris Phillips. He's capturing the pole tonight, so we'll be watching him. He hasn't quite sealed the deal just yet and has had a lot of time up front, but great racing so far at Lightning Esports tonight, and brought to you by SpeedZone TV. I'll be your host tonight, Robert Warrens. My co-host tonight, William Ridgway, couldn't make it tonight. I think he's getting his tubes tied or having a vasectomy. I'm not quite sure, but you're just gonna have me tonight, so bear with me as we get through all this action. There's going to be a lot to watch. There's 80 laps to battle. We're looking at green flag windows of about 30 laps, plus or minus if we stay green. And, you know, just to recap, you know, the season so far is we're 3 races in. This is the 4th race. There's 7 races to complete before the playoffs. And the top 10 drivers of points will be the ones that will be in the playoff bracket, and winners who've won so far will automatically advance. So our winners so far this season have been Robert Reynolds, Robert Kahn, and Bud Shearer. So those guys are sealed in, providing they keep attendance, and then there's several other spots available depending on how these next 4 races go. So these drivers are going to be looking to seal the deal and lock in their spot either with a win tonight or a strong finish, because there's not a lot of time left before this playoff starts. So heck yeah, we're coming down the back stretch now, all gridded up. Lights are off on the pace car, focusing in on Chris Phillips here in that Foothills machine. On the outside pole, we got Steven Shue. He's had a lot of airtime as well in the Foothills. Garrett Caswell, we've talked about him quite a bit in the 19. And Jason Henry in that Symmetrics car, one of our league sponsors. Race car is just about ready to duck off. Be watching them as they fire off. And they're away. Phillips with a great start. Shoe on the outside. Caswell tucks in behind Phillips. Rolling it nice and low on the line. Shoe's using that second groove. Caswell follows in behind. I believe that Burke. 94. Oh, that's Reynolds in the 94 machine. He's one of our previous winners looking to get it done. Little contact between him and Caswell. Caswell tries to close the door, and Phillips is off to about a half-second lead, just right quick. The camera back a little bit. On board with that 94 machine. It's nice wrap in the bottom. See the slew of cars as they rip down the backstretch. Just about to complete the second lap. Caswell challenging on the bumper of Reynolds. Car in the wall. I have to go back and see what happened there. Looks like we got some hard contact in the wall by the 01 machine of Jeffrey Ledford. Let's take a look at that on our SpeedZone TV instant replay. That one didn't take too long, did it? Just 1 second while we cue that up here. Alright, bringing you the action from the SpeedZone TV instant replay cam. We're on board with the 01 of Ledford. Quarter speed here. Ledford rolls in hot. Looks like we're seeing a little contact from Burke as Ledford kind of scooches down. Ledford shoots up into the wall pretty hard here. Big contact. Looks like the rest of the drivers make it through. Oh, not quite. That's a 76 machine of the MRM Designs. Rideout getting into Con 21 machine. And also at the back is Warren's there on the bottom side, just toppling. Rideout. Unfortunate early caution, and that'll be your SpeedZone TV instant replay there. Still out in the lead is Phillips. You saw him dominate the first couple laps, gap in the field right away. Just under caution right now. Quickly roll through the first few cars here on the pole position. Led opening lap, and every lap so far is the 6 machine of Phillips. Second place car is Reynolds. Third place car is the 19 machine of Caswell. 85 machine of Shoe in P4. P5 is Henry. P6 is Burke. P8 is Staten. P9 is Shearer. P10 is Harbin. And we're just taking a peep at Luttrell here as well. Up front with our leaders. Still one more pace lap to go. We talked about, you know, the playoffs up and coming and how that's going to shake down. So there's 10 playoff spots after 7 races, and winners will be locked in based on their attendance, and then also whoever in the, you know, the next spots afterward that's highest in points will fill those spots with one wild card spot. So I was looking at the points earlier today. It looks like that we have 10 cars. All the top 10 is within 16 points of each other. And the way Lightning Esports works is that if you finish, you know, first car, the second place car gets 1 point less. Third place car gets 2 points less than the first. The fourth place car gets 3 points less, so on and so forth. So, you know, really one bad race here can set you back in the points and give somebody else another opportunity to get solidified in that playoff showdown. Enter in turn 3 now. The pace car is going to be ducking off shortly. Going to see if Reynolds has anything for Phillips. Great start by Reynolds to get just about a half car going down the stretch through the dogleg into 1. Reynolds running the third groove almost. Making the most of it. And Reynolds is going to clear Phillips on the outside. Dominating move early on, and I don't know if that's going to impact the tires. Texas has been known for just chewing up those tires by pushing too hard, so drivers are really going to want to save that right front, making sure that there's lots of it to make sure that, you know, you can turn. And we'll pop into the onboard or cockpit views in a little bit just to see what drivers' inputs are looking like. Phillips does a great job of making the low line work and getting back around Reynolds. Caswell looks below Reynolds too. Great job by Caswell completing the pass off of 4. He should have a smooth run into 1 with the 88 machine of Stanton just behind him. Taking a look at Bud Shearer. Looking to make a move on Burke. Bud Shearer was last week's winner in his CTC 93 machine. Rolling into 3, Shearer's taking the high side on Burke, and he's going to complete the pass. He's going to keep rolling, looking to make the move on Shu, the 85 machine. Choo-choo, Shearer comes. Back up with our leaders. Got Caswell just 2/10 back of Phillips. just about to complete lap 12. Drivers are looking great so far. We just had that earlier incident, and now it's settled down, and we've had a solid good 10 laps of running. Taking a look at Caswell. Let's take a look at his cockpit, see here and how much he's turning the wheel as he goes into turn 3. Now you can see him, the driver just sawing the wheel back and forth, and that's the help with reducing some of the tire wear, but very hard into one, a lot of wheel input. You can see he catches Phillips there, and he's got a lot of wheel, and he's still pushing off the edge of the corner, so unfortunately I think that's going to be some attrition on Caswell's tires. Last time around, Phillips turned a 29.95 lap and Caswell 29.92. So going to 3 here, we're now on board with Phillips. Watch his wheel input as he enters. Tries to keep it straight, a little bit of sawing. Smooth out. Great turn by Phillips here. Let's see how he handles one. A lot of wheel input in the center, but you can see he's pushing off a little bit. Car might be a little tight, but clean air helps a lot. Last time around, Phillips was 0.3 faster than Caswell. And it looks like our fastest car on the track is actually Con, our week 2 winner. In the 21 Home Depot machine. Turning at 30.5. So you can see just from the start of the race to now is that the tires have fallen off almost a second. So the harder you push the car, the more it's not going to turn. So we're scheduled tonight for 80 laps at Texas Motor Speedway. This is Lightning Esports race number 4, sponsored by Big Red Custom Diecast. Been a great sponsor also so far this season. It's making it possible for you guys at home to view the race. So go ahead and check them out if you're in the market for having a diecast car done or any type of painting. Those are the guys that you want to get in touch with. Ticking them down. We're just coming up to complete lap 18. Phillips is now about a second, just over a second in front of the field, ahead of Caswell, and followed by Shearer, who's 0.2 behind him. Late arc going into 3. Liking the line by Phillips here. Let's take a look a little bit further back. On board with the 08 checkmate machine of Keith Taylor. Keith Taylor is waiting for luck to be on his side tonight. 3 races completed, and Keith has been just silent, but a very respectable and fast driver. So he's going to be one to watch out for as these races progress. Big battle up front here. In the 8th position, on board with Reynolds right now. Looking under Henry. Henry closes the door while Henry tries to make a move on Stanton. Take a look at Caswell as Shu makes it around Caswell. They're 3 wide. Con makes a move as well. Shu gets a little loose. Contact there with Stanton. I don't know if he got loose off the corner on Reynolds or what exactly happened, but that did not look too nice. Back up front here, on board with Shearer as Khan, Shu look to hunt him down. Looking at lap times, you can see them in the bottom right-hand side of the screen. Phillips turned to 31.8. Shearer, Khan, and Shu 31.5, 4, and 6. So they're about a tenth or two faster than him. Well, they were that lap, but Phillips turns it up. Now you can see that Phillips and Shearer, same lap times at 31.4s with Khan and Shu 31.2 and Shu at 31.4. So Khan is actually one of the fastest cars on the track right now. And he's looking to make some moves as we're about to complete lap 25 of 80 and be looking to come up on the pit window just probably in about 5 or so laps. These drivers are going to want to start to duck in. I mean, right now, as far as the race goes, is that you're probably going to want to take 4 tires here in full fuel. As we get later on in the run, like, you know, we might see a different strategy, but right now there's really no other option on the table but to take 4 tires. Taking a look on board with Sanfilippo. 12 machine here. Last time he turned to 31.6. It looks like he might be a touch quicker than a couple of the cars in front of him. He's running in the 12th position, being the 12 car. Lucky number 12s all around. A little bit further out, you can see how close these cars are. Currently, Phillips has about a 5-second lead over the top 10 cars, with the closest one being Khan, who's just 7/10ths back, and he's slowly running them down. Not sure if we're going to see him get caught before the pit cycles happen. A little bit further up, you can see Reynolds using the second groove in 1 and 2, mounting a run outside of Henry. And that might be the later part of the strategy, is to kind of use that second groove in 1 and 2. And it looks like Khan has caught up to our leader, Phillips, here. And we're right in that pit window now, so we're going to start to see drivers duck off really soon. About 1 car has entered the pits is Keith Taylor. He's rolling in now. He looks like got in clean. Phillips and Khan are duking it out. 93 machine looks like he's ducking in the pits. That's Shearer. Showing that Henry and Stanton have entered the pits as well. Shot of Stanton. There's Henry. As well as Shearer has entered the pits. He's got the right side of the car jacked up. Meow. Taking probably 4 tires. We'll take a look. There goes the left side. He'll be away. Got a message from race control that Henry and Stanton have been assessed a black flag for pit entry. So that's going to unfortunately cause those drivers some heartache. Khan is still out on the track, lap 32. Not too many cars are left. Looks like it's just Warrens and Hickman in the 29 machine. Warrens is not pitted, neither is Hickman, and neither has Khan. I would imagine these drivers are going to be heading in the next couple laps. There's not much of an advantage staying out this long. We'll have to give it a couple laps to see how everyone shuffles. Khan's doing a great job here of managing his equipment and getting it done. Might be just looking at, you know, a two-tire stop at the end because, you know, you're going to get so far here. He's likely going to be able to pit around like lap 68, 70 if he stays out much longer. And that might just call for like a two-tire stop. Doesn't make much sense to bolt on 4 tires, take the extra time when you only need a small splash of fuel. And it looks like Hickman and Warrens, and actually Pottle, I'm showing as well, currently running in the 4th position, has not pitted yet. She had some earlier contact and pitted. So they're running these tanks dry, and this is where the battle is. Also showing the 61 machine, he's just pitting here, the Kool-Aid. The twin to Warrens here, Chris Schuessler, heading in now. Khan is headed in. This is showing lap 36, so he's right in that window. Warrens is also in, and Pottle is also in her symmetric Chevy. Khan's back underway, so let's just see how he shuffles out in amongst the leaders. And see, Shearer has just went by, and Phillips coming up on now 85 machine of Shu, Burke, Reynolds, Sanfilippo. But this is going to start to be a trade-off now. Is that those drivers are going to have to pit a little sooner, going to have to take more fuel, and it's going to be quite the different strategy. As now you've seen Khan, Warrens, Hickman, and Pottle, and Schuessler all stay out very late and not need very much fuel right at the end. So it's going to be a question of who can manage their stuff the best and make the most of it. On board with your current leader, turned a 30.1 lap last time. In behind him is Phillips, who's you know, pretty much matched his lap time. And the Lightning Esports here, race number 4 at Texas Motor Speedway, brought to you by SpeedZone TV. Laps are just ticking down. We've completed 37. We're on lap 38 of the 80-lap battle at Big Red Custom Diecast and Paint. So if you are in the market for anything, reach out to those guys. Shear gets held up by the 61 car. Looks like Shear could have took the high groove. Phillips looks low to make a run. And Phillips is going to complete the pass. Shear looks under him. And he's not going to be able to do it, get it done. So these two are battling for the lead here. Quite an epic little battle. We'll see Phillips if he can cross him over on the exit of 2. These guys are super close to each other. Phillips inside of 3. Shearer does a great job of running that second groove. And they're even out of 4. Down to the line. Phillips will take it at the line. I don't know how hard they're pushing, but these two drivers have about a 3 and a bit second gap on 3rd and 4th. Shearer gets tight to the wall there. Good battle for the lead. He looks low. Oh, slight contact. And you saw that live on SpeedZone TV. These leaders are battling hard. Shearer gives Phillips a little nudge, knocks him out of the groove. And that's going to cost Phillips a little bit of straightaway time, and Shearer's going to complete the pass. You know, and Phillips needs a dub or a good finish here to clinch his spot in the playoffs, where Shearer is already locked in. He won last week, had a great performance, and, you know, it's looking like he just wants to seal the deal and make sure he gets some more points. Take a look at the battle of 3rd place. On board with Robert Kahn right now. He just completed the pass on Steven Shue, who's in 4th. 5th place, Robert Reynolds, 3.2 seconds back. 6th place, Sean Burke. 7th place, Brandon Sanfilippo, the 12 machine. 8th place, just to making the pass over Harbin, is Dennis Warrens, and 9th is Harbin. 10th place is Luttrell and the 00 machine. And these leaders are still battling hard, bringing you some more action up front here. Phillips got back around Shearer. I don't know if these guys are finished duking it out or not yet. Got about, estimating the same amount of time here. They went in at around lap 30. So, you know, got about 15 more laps or so before you start to see them duck in again. It's like Shearer's charging hard and getting tight. Show Robert Kahn taking the pass on Shearer on the bottom. Now you can see the different pit cycles starting to kick in, because Kahn's tires are a little bit newer than Shearer's, about 5 laps newer. You look on the bottom right hand side of the screen, you can see that Phillips pitted on 32, Kahn 36, and Shearer on 31, and their relative pit times of 39 seconds. Looks like Kahn is coming to take the lead away from Phillips. And Phillips is going to run the high groove, and looks like he's going to give him the bottom just to say, I'm not here to fight, I'm here to run for points. It was a smart move by Phillips. Seeing if there's any other battles going on the track. Everyone looks to be pretty separated. Right now, we're on board with Robert Reynolds. He won our first race of the season. He's actually our points leader so far after 3 races with 84 points. And that's about a 7-point spread over second place. Second place belongs to Bud Shearer, who's currently in 3rd. Having a great run there. He won last week's race and is doing a great job of saving his stuff and running consistent laps. Our 3rd place in points is actually our 4th place car tonight, is Steven Shue in that 85 Foothills machine. He is 1 point back from Shearer at 76. So 8 points back of our leader, Reynolds. Our next car in P4 of points is the 5 machine in the Symmetrics of Pottle. Pottle's sitting 3 points back from Shu. Hasn't locked into the playoffs just yet, but is actually in good contention to seal a spot here. And after that, we've actually got our leader, Robert Kahn, is 5th in points in that 21 Home Depot car. He won our second race. Oh, showing a caution on the field. We're rammering away here. Let's see if we can find our SpeedZone's instant replay for you guys. Not exactly sure what happened here. Second while I queue it up for you guys. Alright, so we're on board with Ledford. Just see him slow down at the bottom of the track here. Not really sure. Ledford has pulled off the track. Interesting. That'll be your SpeedZone TV instant replay for that. Not really sure what caused Ledford to go off pace. Here we are. I'll take a second to let our sponsors roll through here as we're sitting under caution. Lap 52 is almost complete of lap 80 at Texas Motor Speedway tonight for race number 4 at Lightning Esports, broadcasted on SpeedZone TV. And just take a second to peruse our sponsors. Without those sponsors, it wouldn't be possible to bring you tonight's broadcast on SpeedZone TV as we bring you all the live action that we can for Lightning Esports. Race number 4, Texas Motor Speedway. Lights are off on the pace car. Oh, my bad. They are not off on the pace car. They will be next lap. It's looking like, to me, Dennis Warrens has elected not to pit on his current strategy here. I don't know if he's hoping for a caution or whatnot. These drivers only have 2 sets of tires, so anyone who's bolted them on now is locked into that strategy, and they're going to duke it out up front. So you saw Phillips dominate a bunch of the race with Shearer and Shu up there, and then Kahn did a great job at managing tires and was able to charge later on. And Phillips is just in, or sorry, Reynolds is just in the wake there as well. So 5th and 6th are Reynolds and Kahn. A little bit further back, we haven't talked about much tonight, is in the 7th position of Harbin and his ex-wife Toyota. It says she's chonky on there. Probably need a picture to confirm. And on the outside of him, we have the 223 machine of Burke, followed by, I'm showing Brandon. San Filippo on the bottom with Chris Luttrell on the outside of him. That's going to round out our top 10. Coming down the backstretch here. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here with Warren's as his strategy. Will it pay off? Will it not pay off? What kind of start is he going to get? He's going to spin the tires. You know, he's going to, get tight going into one and cause some mayhem. Like, tires are a big factor here at Texas. When they're fresh, you run a sub 30-second lap, and when they're not fresh, you're running, over 31 seconds. So that's going to be something to watch. Pace car's entering turn number 3. We're just rolling to complete lap 54 onto lap 55 of 80 tonight. And the drivers that pitted, there's no tires left for them. They've got enough fuel, but this strategy might pay off for Warren's if there's another quick caution in about 10 laps or so. Ready for the start. Warren's gets an okay start here. You can see the power of the new tires as they grip up. Phillips got a little loose on the high side. Warren's does a good job here running the low line, getting a run. Oh, contact in the back. We're on board with the 5 machine. Bottle's running backwards hard into the wall. A tough break there. Oh, Filippo gets a little bit more contact. Go back to our SpeedZone instant TV or SpeedZone TV instant replay and see what happened there. That didn't look all that pretty, that's for sure. All right, so bringing you that action on board with the 5 machine of Pottle. Just go at quarter speed here. If you look at the car already, if we just back it up just a tiny bit, you can see that the car is out of shape. It's getting loose on the exit of the turn here, so the car is going into yaw, which is sliding. And, you're going to see it hook back to the wall. Hook it down. You can see all the steering inputs here, trying to save it. Back to the far chase here. 12 cars, unfortunately, got nowhere to go. That's very hard to predict as the car is sliding around. And Pottle hard into the wall. Great job by the other drivers to avoid that one. But, Pottle, if you want sponsor time for the Big Red Custom Painting and Die Cast, I mean, that's one way to get it, but we'd prefer if you were in victory lane. All right, bringing you back to live action here. Warren still hasn't pitted. In this Kool-Aid Jammers machine. It's going to be a little tougher to get a stronger run on the outside on older tires. Taking them down at the complete lap 57 of 80, so there'd be about 22 laps to go. 23 laps to go, I guess. When the drivers hit the line, we'll see if the lights on the pace car stay on one more time to let us know there will be one more pace lap. Lights are off on the pace car, so we will be going green next time by. Lap 59 will be our first green flag lap, and that'll be 22 laps left on the counter to complete for these drivers. Phillips is in P1 right now, pitted on lap 52. Warren's P2, pitted on lap 36, and Shearer on the inside of him, pitted on lap 52 in third. So it's going to be very interesting to see, because behind Warren's is Shu, who also pitted on lap 52. So Warren's is going to have his work cut out for him, as these drivers all around him got fresher tires, and he's going to be in the hot seat here to get down to the bottom and get safe. Because if you get stuck on this outside here, it's going to be really detrimental to maintaining track position with the tires being that much newer. Pace car's getting ready to duck in here. Great looking field of cars tonight at Texas Motor Speedway, race number 4 at Lightning Esports. Good start by Phillips. Orange does the best he can on those old slicks. Shearer's going to follow him through on the bottom. Orange does a great job here of getting a good run on Shearer. Line down the backstretch. 3 wide just behind him. Reynolds got nowhere to go as Burke and Shu battle it out. Your leader, Phillips, is checking out. I don't know how Warren's is sticking on unless my stuff is incorrect, but Burke is looking to make a move in behind Warren's. Burke looking low. Gonna take Warren's on the inside here, going into 3. Robert Kahn is making a charge as well. But further back in the field, we'll switch the cameras up here. Tell that cameraman to stop sleeping on his job. Kahn makes quick work of Warren's and Shearer. Warren's looking under Shearer. Kahn charging on Burke. No time to waste. 20 laps to go. 19 at the line. Ooh, Burke drives under Phillips. There's contact. I don't know if Phillips is going to like that. Kahn is in laser sights of Burke now. He's going to want some of that action. He was up front and led after the green flag, or before the green flag stops before. A little bit further back, we'll hop on board with Dale Adamson. 746 machine. He looks under Shearer. Looks like some of these drivers, after seeing the pit cycle, some of them have fresh tires, some of them don't. Good battle up here. Hickman making work on the outside as well. A little bit further back. See all the drivers battling. Three wide. Dale Adamson. Hickman push on Phillips. Phillips gets down to the bottom. And Kahn and Burke have both checked out from the field, likely taking new tires, which is setting them apart. I think Hickman and Adamson as well have also taken tires on that same strategy as they gap the field. Luttrell is also on tires, as well as San Filippo in the 12 machine, as Phillips and Warren's are just battling for their lives back here. These drivers are going to need another caution, and then, you know, the race is actually going to change a lot. But if we don't see a caution soon, I'm not sure how this is going to work out. Haven't talked about it much tonight. The 61 machine of Schussler getting passed on the outside by Caswell. And Shearer is in behind him, so he's on the struggle bus. Maybe that tire strategy wasn't the best, but there is a tight battle all within, just behind 5th place. It's 6 right there. We got Warrens ducking down into the pits, likely needing fuel and tires. Back on board here. Let's take a look at the 85 machine of Schu on the outside of Schussler in the 61 car. Schussler in the 61 machine holding off the charge from Steven Schu in the 85. Doing a great job of holding his line. Schu looks hungry though. Checking out the 2 machine of Tim Richardson. We haven't seen him all night, but he's creeped into the top 10. Pretty impressive with 21 car field tonight. You're in that top 50%. Doing a great job. Back up with our leader, Robert Kahn. Checking out from the field. He's got a 7/10 lead over Burke in the 223, followed by Adamson, who's almost 4 second backs in 3rd spot. Then Hickman, almost 5 seconds back in the 4th spot. And then in 5th place, just over 5 seconds back, is Luttrell. Impressive finish for Luttrell. Very consistent runner and a staple driver at Lightning Esports. And we're winding down, folks. We're going to have just 9 laps left as we have to complete lap 72 to 80. And we're bringing you the action tonight on SpeedZone TV for Lightning Esports race number 4 at Texas Motor Speedway for the Big Red Custom Painting and Diecast 80 lapper. We're not under the hot sun of Texas, and the lights look beautiful tonight as these drivers are putting on a great show. We've only seen 2 cautions thus far and just 8 laps remaining. And it's looking like we're not going to have any challengers for our leader, Robert Kahn. His Home Depot machine. Looking for home renovations? Those are the people, the Home Deeps, you know? Looks like everyone else is pretty much singled out here. Luttrell just made a pass on the 29 of Randy Hickman for a 4th spot. Hickman might be struggling a little bit. Not much time left. We'll see if Sanfilippo can get up there to challenge. Yeah, but there's definitely not a lot of battling left as these laps are winding down. The tires are all chewed up. Sanfilippo gonna look on the outside of Hickman. Just take a quick look at the cockpit of Sanfilippo, see how he's doing. Running that second groove. Nice and slow through the center. You can hear him pick up the throttle. Excellent run off the corner. He's going to do a great job of clearing the 29 of Hickman. Caution out. Have to see what happened here. Your SpeedZone TV instant replay. All right, we're on board here with the 90 machine of Dennis Warren's. You saw him pit, and when he pitted on fresher tires, that put him a lap down, so I'm not really sure what we're going to see here. Let's put it in quarter speed. Warren's does a good job of exiting. It looks like the 6 machine is just pushing up, not expecting Warren's to be so low. And as he tags Warren's, Otto gets in the back of the 6 machine. Warren's into the wall hard. And then Phillips just right down into Warren's. Hard contact. Well, this is definitely going to change the race because we know that some of the drivers were saving tires. So, you know, we're going to see who's rolling in and bringing their cars in to bolt on fresh rubber. Looks like we've definitely had a couple takers for the SpeedZone TV instant replay as we're on board with Staten, who's rolling out of the pits with 4 fresh tires. We're going to have to see how it shakes down. Robert Kahn is still our leader. We're just going to take a second here and roll our sponsors, and you guys can take a look at them at home. Make sure you give a shout out to them. Look for them, buy some products from them if you can. Thank you for taking a second to watch our sponsors there. The lights are about to go out on our pace car, and I'm not really sure if that's what these drivers wanted to see. A lot of drivers had the opportunity to come into the pits and bolt on fresh ones, so that's definitely going to change it for Kahn and Burke, Luttrell, and the 12 machine of San Filippo, Hickman, Pottle. I think just about everyone else went into the pits. Let's see if we can find out that information. So you see first to third there, lap 52. We'll look at the 6th place car. 57, 52. Okay, so the freshest tires on the track are in 7th place. Dale Adamson has got the freshest. Reynolds, 2nd. Freshest in 8th spot. Shearer, 9th and 10th. Keith Taylor also pitted up. He's got a little rear damage. So this is going to be very interesting just to see what happens here. As far as, you know, is there going to be carnage? There's just 3 green-white checkers attempts. This is actually pushing into green-white checker territory. So, you know, if there's a caution and these drivers have a second to catch up and use those tires even more, that's not going to be good for our leader, Robert Kahn. We're getting ready to go green here. For our first green-white checkered attempt. Bringing you the action, SpeedZone TV tonight. I'm Robert Warrens, race number 4, Texas Motor Speedway for Lightning Esports. First green-white checkered attempt. Great start by Kahn and Burke. Gonna see how these fresh tires pay off or don't pay off. There's gonna be some quick carnage here. Contact in the middle of the field there. It's like a bumblebee's nest. Unfortunately, nowhere to go with the fresh tires. Gonna have 1 lap to get it done. The race is now official. Robert Kahn's in the lead by about 2/10. There's 2 types of battles here. One is for the win. Kahn's already locked into the playoffs. And then there's the points battle. So these drivers need to be smart about what they're doing to make sure that they can secure their spot within the playoffs in just 3 more races after this one. On board with that 21 machine, Robert Kahn. He's going to be our winner tonight. Hats off to him. His second race of the second win of the season, followed by Burke and then Shu in that 85 machine. We'll see if these drivers are going to pop in for interviews, but that's going to wrap up the racing for tonight at the Big Red Customs Painting and Diecast 80 Lapper at Texas Motor Speedway for Lightning Esports, brought to you by SpeedZone TV. You know, I thought you were going to see a little bit more hard driving with those fresh tires, but, you know, there just wasn't enough time, unfortunately. Congratulations to Robert Kahn on getting it done. 2 wins this season and done impressively. You saw him tonight save his tires and take a different strategy in pitting later. He's going to burn them down for you guys at home on SpeedZone TV. What a talented burnout. Wonder if he's cranked the brake bias into her. Well, I guess we won't be checking his tires to see if he's got them all doped up. Great car control. Give these drivers a couple more minutes to see if they're going to come up for an interview. Go back and take a look at maybe the last few laps to see what happened as far as, you know, how this green-white checkered situation cooked out. Driver's here, just about to take the line. Speed this up a little bit here. Robert Kahn gets off to a great start and is just able to pull away from the field, running a great line, holding the bottom. You saw it all night. And the fresh tires, you can see the first car on the bottom side, just behind the 29 car of Hickman, is on fresh tires. Reynolds is on fresh tires, and they're 4 wide in the middle of 1 and 2. Slight contact on the 08 on the 93 machine of Shearer. So what we'll do is we'll just pop over here for 1 second. We've got Steven Shue up in the booth. We'll just grab him in 1 second. Hey, Steven, it's Robert in the booth. You got a copy?
Doing pretty good, Robert. How are you?
I'm pretty dang awesome. I can't complain. Hats off to you on your P3 finish tonight. What was your strategy there at the end? So it looks. Did you bolt on tires?
Bolted on tires, saved that last set, hoping for exactly that. Hoping it was going to happen a little sooner. If I'd have had another lap, I spun my tires there off of 4, and I would have had second, but I just spun those tires. You know how that is.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You had an impressive run actually all night, and it was nice to see you battle up through the field and make moves. What was your strategy at the start of the race, and what were you thinking?
Start of the race, me and Chris Phillips there were teammates. He led most of the laps tonight, and our strategy was just to save and just let it roll on through. And there was a lot of people being aggressive, so to hold your position, you had to be aggressive. So you was really burning your tires off quicker than you wanted.
Yeah, 100%. And I've been watching Phillips, since the start of the season now, and this is our 4th race in. So, he hasn't had too much of a luck. And what are you going to do to help your teammate to seal the deal?
I'll be honest with you. He's had a rough run. We were literally deciding right there when that last caution come out on lap 50. Take tires, no tires. Take tires, no tires. I said, maybe take them. I said no. I said, it's getting aggressive. There's liable to be a caution pop behind us. If we can just hold them off for 10 laps and a caution pops, we'll have 10 lap fresher tires. I said we'll have it in the bag, and that was my mistake because what it do? It went green all the way
Yeah.
until right there at the end. And then he was actually involved in the wreck, so he got the EOL. He don't know if it was his fault or the other driver's fault. It was a lap car, and he went ahead and took the EOL penalty just for being in the accident. So we dipped in the pits, both took tires, and I come out there and all the way around from the time the green flag dropped on that last restart, it was 3 wide, 3 wide, 3 wide, all the way around the track.
Yeah. There wasn't a lot of real estate, and if you get a chance to watch the broadcast back at home, I've actually got your cockpit view of just the last 2 laps running right now, and there's nowhere to go, right? Like, what are you gonna do?
You seen I had a whole lot faster car.
Yeah.
But I had to keep it pinned to that apron because there was nowhere to go above me.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know, I got lucky there. Dale Admiston, the 746, he wiggled there a little bit and shifted up the track, and I shoved my nose in there. I'm not gonna lie, I pushed it in there because I knew if I didn't get below him, I didn't stand a chance because the car on my outside, it looked like a Home Depot car. I don't even know who it was. I knew he had fresh tires.
Yep.
So every time we were passing somebody, as soon as I'd pass one, it'd say 3 wide clear, 3 wide clear. So I knew he was. I couldn't see him, but I knew he was on the outside doing the same thing I was doing on the inside.
Yeah, that was actually the 93 machine in the Canadian Tire car of Shearer giving you all those problems.
Which me and him, we raced back and forth all night long. I mean, seemed to be a good, clean driver. I mean, everybody held their patience tonight. I mean, it was a lot better tonight than it was last week for sure. But yeah, it was a good fun race. I wish that another caution would have come out there at the end and another green light checker would have run because I would have won this thing.
Yeah, and I think you would have been in a battle with a couple other drivers, but that will put you. It looks like squinting one eye, second in points for sure, and you haven't had much luck just to seal the deal to lock yourself in the playoffs. So as you're going into the next couple races, do you got anything that you're going to do special than you've done differently these first four?
No, honestly, I mean, to get a win, you got to be more luck than skill. I mean, I want to be honest about that. I'll take luck over skill any day. I know me and Chris Phillips there, Team Foothills, we practice real hard. We try to run everybody clean, but he's down in points. He's led more laps than anybody this season, I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah, he has.
And he's just had a run of bad luck. And I mean, tonight he thought he was going to seal his deal in the playoffs, and that's what we was hoping for. And then we was going to work on trying to get me in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a close race. I mean, Phil had it in the bag. I'll take that nice stern talking to when we have our next team meeting.
Well, Mr. Steven Shue, is there anyone you'd like to thank tonight for your P3 finish?
Yeah, definitely gotta give a shout out to Chris Phillips for being in that caution. So I got that fresh set of tires at the end because I would have never made it up. Uh, but definitely the wife, the family, everybody that's watching for me tonight. My sponsors, Wagner's Welding. Definitely got to give them a shout out. You in the broadcast booth, Puddles over here and Lightning Esports. I mean, there's so many people to name that keeps this rolling. It's just a wonderful group of people, but there's nobody above the wife because she lets a 40-year-old man be like a kid a couple nights a week.
Yeah, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. You gotta, show some respect and appreciation where it's due, and it's nice to hear people do that.
Yeah, and a shout out to Team Foothills.
Heck yeah, Team Foothills. Well, congratulations again, Steven. Hope to see you back in the booth, but for a victory next time, and we'll catch you soon.
Hey, thank you. Have a good night.
You as well. Well, that was your P3 finisher, Steven Shue. He had a great run. We're just looking at the last little bit of his cockpit here. Got word from Burke, who finished P2, who's reported some difficulties and won't be able to make the broadcast, as well as Con for an interview tonight. So we're going to be signing off in just 1 second. But, just to remind everyone that you are watching SpeedZone TV tonight. I'm your broadcaster, Robert Warrens, and bringing you all the action tonight from Lightning Esports, race number 4 at Texas Motor Speedway for the 80-lap dash the 80-lap dash for the Big Red Customs Painting and Diecast. They're our race sponsor for tonight. We saw some great action. Only one green-white checkered, which was followed by 3 cautions, I believe. Different pit strategies, different racing lines. You saw it all. You saw the attrition of tires just eat people up and cause them to, pretty much plow the center of the corners. You saw some great onboard views of the cockpit. Next week, we will not be back, and we'll be taking a week off for February 9th, and we'll be returning on February 16th for Watkins Glen for a 30-lap sprint, I guess, of windy turns. Not everyone's a good right-hand turner, but you're at the Glen. It's a different style of racing. So now through these 4 races, you saw, Kansas and Texas are very similar. Iowa's very unique to those two, and Talladega is a super speedway. So, in 5 races, we're going to have very different tracks. We're boiling down with only 3 more races left till the playoffs. So make sure you tune in on the 16th. Get a chance, like the broadcast, share it with your friends and families. The more likes you get, the more superpowers I get. And I'm trying to become a world dominator. So without your support tonight and in future, we won't be here. So thank you for tuning in to Lightning Esports tonight for race number 4. Hats off to our winner, Robert Kahn, in that 21 machine. And we'll be back around. I'm your host, At SpeedZone TV, Robert Warrens. Wishing you all a happy Sunday evening and a great start to your weeks. And we'll be back in a few weeks with more action from Lightning Esports. Have a good night, everyone.